All right, let's get right into it. Have you ever gotten into a brand new car, looked at that big, beautiful screen, and just wondered, why does this $40,000 machine feel so much clunkier than the phone in my pocket? You're sitting in what's supposed to be a supercomputer on wheels, but the tech just feels old. Well, you're not going crazy. This is actually one of the biggest, most expensive problems the entire auto industry is facing right now. And the answer? Well, it reveals a massive battle for the future of your driver's seat.
And look, this isn't just a small problem or a minor annoyance. Experts are sounding the alarm. This quote from Professor Tsugu Nobi, man, it just nails it. The old guard, the household names we've known for 100 years are just not ready for this new world, where the software matters more than the engine. The gap between them and the new guys isn't just a gap, it's a chasm.
And hey, this isn't just some expert's opinion. The data tells the whole story. Take a look at Gartner's Digital Automaker Index. The rankings are, frankly, shocking. Up at the top, you've got Tesla, NIO, no surprise there. But then you have to scroll way, way down to find the giants. General Motors is at number 9, Mercedes-Benz 13th, and Toyota, the world's biggest car maker, they're all the way down at 21st. The numbers don't lie. They are falling way behind.
So let's zoom in on that giant, Toyota. I mean, how on earth did the company that basically perfected modern manufacturing, the company that's a symbol of reliability, get the software part so wrong? Their story is really the perfect window into the struggle of the entire industry.
It's not like they weren't trying. They saw this coming. Way back in 2016, they said software was the future. In 2018, they made a massive hire, grabbing a self-driving car guru from Google to lead the whole thing. But then, well, look what happened. That star hire? He suddenly quit last year. And now, after nearly a decade of work, their big, fancy new software platform, Arene, is finally launching, but it only runs the infotainment and a few safety features in just one car, the RAV4. That's it.
You know, things haven't gone quite right when even the company's own executives are trying to lower expectations. The chief technology officer of your big software project describing the launch as not a big bang. Yeah, that's corporate speak for this is definitely not what we were hoping for. It's a pretty telling admission.
But, okay, if the official line is underwhelming, the inside story is just brutal. This is a quote from an actual engineer working on the project. They called it horrendous, full of bugs. And this is the killer line: it's not an operating system. Yikes! That just lays bare the massive gulf between what the company wanted to build and what they actually managed to create.
So what went wrong? Why is this so hard for them? It really boils down to a fundamental culture clash. You have the move fast and break things attitude of Silicon Valley crashing headfirst into Toyota's slow, careful, get consensus on everything manufacturing culture. Their famous just-in-time system, which is genius for car parts, is a disaster for tech. You can't order a powerful computer chip just in time for a software update you'll need 5 years from now. And their obsession with safety, which is amazing for hardware, just grinds the gears of rapid software development to a halt.
And here's the key thing. This is not just a Toyota problem. Not at all. Their story is a perfect example of what the entire legacy auto industry is suffering from. It's like they have a collective hardware hangover. For 100 years, they got really good at perfecting engines and steel. But now they have to become software companies overnight, and that is a completely different universe.
See, the big goal for everyone, the holy grail, is to build what's called a software-defined vehicle, or SDV. The easiest way to think about it is this. Your car becomes more like your smartphone. Its features aren't locked in the day it leaves the factory. Instead, it can actually get better over time with software updates sent over the air, adding new capabilities while it's parked in your garage.
This visual really shows the challenge perfectly. On the left, you've got the old way. It's a mess. Hundreds of little individual computer chips, all connected by a tangled web of wires. It's impossible to update. On the right, that's the new way. A few powerful, central computers like superbrains that control everything. It simplifies the wiring, makes the car lighter, and most importantly, makes it super easy to update. But trying to get from that tangled mess to the clean new architecture, well, that's a monumental task.
And hey, don't just take my word for it. This is from the president of Sony Honda Mobility, a company literally created by a tech giant and a car giant to solve this exact problem. He's admitting it. He says they're tied down by their hardware past, and pivoting to software is extremely difficult. The old ways of doing things are just incredibly hard to shake off.
But don't count them out just yet. These companies are not just sitting back and letting the newcomers eat their lunch. No way. This is an all-out, high-stakes race to reboot their entire way of thinking. And what's fascinating is that different car makers are placing very different bets on how to do it.
So first you've got BMW. They're going all in, betting on themselves with a huge project called Neue Klasse. This is a complete from-the-ground-up redesign built around those 4 powerful superbrains. It's a massive, high-risk, high-reward gamble. They want to control everything themselves to try and leapfrog the entire industry.
Then you have Mercedes-Benz. They're trying to walk a fine line with a hybrid approach. They've hired thousands of their own software developers to build a unique Mercedes-Benz operating system. They want to own that core luxury experience. But for other things, like navigation and apps, they're just partnering with Google. Their strategy is basically build what makes us special, buy the rest.
And then there's Volkswagen. After their own in-house software efforts hit some serious roadblocks, they've pivoted hard. Now it's all about partnerships. They just threw $5 billion into a deal with Rivian, and they're teaming up with China's XPeng. This is a much more humble approach. They're basically admitting, you know what, we can't do this alone. We need help from the tech guys.
So why are all these companies spending billions of dollars, turning their businesses completely inside out? The answer isn't just about making the touchscreen a little faster. No, the real prize, the thing this is all about, is turning your car's dashboard into a cash machine.
At the end of the day, winning this software war means unlocking totally new ways to make money. We're talking about selling you subscriptions for features, controlling all that valuable data your car generates, owning the in-car entertainment, and of course, being able to roll out self-driving tech. It's about getting away from the razor-thin profit margins of selling a piece of hardware one time and moving toward the juicy, recurring profits of software and services.
And this has started a huge tug-of-war with big tech. Apple's newest version of CarPlay wants to go way deeper into your car. It wants to control the climate system, display your speeds, see your fuel level. But car makers are pushing back hard. They're calling it invasive, which is basically code for, hey, get your hands off our dashboard. They see it as Apple trying to take over their relationship with you, the driver.
And if you think this is all just some fantasy about the future, check out this number. Ford already has more than 757,000 paid subscriptions for its commercial truck business, Ford Pro. They're selling data and software services to help businesses manage their fleets. It's proof that this model works. People are already paying for software in their vehicles, and it's a real profitable business today. So this whole thing leads to a really interesting question for all of us. As this giant battle plays out, what is the car in your driveway actually going to feel like in a few years? Is it going to be a super reliable piece of hardware, like a classic Toyota? A constantly evolving computer on wheels, like a Tesla? Or will it just become another screen for your iPhone? The race is on, and the winner will define what it means to drive.